Hey, YouTube family, how you doing? This is Rhonda with Rhonda Loves Life. Thanks for joining me. All right, sorry to be so late. I had some technical difficulties. It is what it is, but I am glad to be here. I hope all is well on your end. How's your day? Happy Memorial Day. If you're in the States, it was nice to have the time off because a lot of places were closed, but I still worked a little bit though. I got a lot done today. So we've got a lot to talk about. Side note, I've got some. This was a look. I listen. I rarely buy Starbucks, the specialty coffees, and I'm sorry, I just can't blow the money. Okay, because this was an iced hazelnut shake with two espressos. Because I am type 2 diabetes, I had them use just one pump of the hazelnut. But do you know this cost me almost $9? It's a venti size. So now it's full of water. So I ordered it from Starbucks to drive through because I had to run errands. And then I can honestly tell you, I had like two swallows and it was gone. So now I got ice water and I pour water in it. So it is what it is, but it just reminds me I can't blow my money like that. That's almost $9 down the drain. Mm. We've got a lot to cover today, and I'm really excited about it. Hi, Brooklyn Love. How you doing? Thanks for joining us today. I got a surprise topic for you tonight. Have you seen the clips of Macron? He's the president of France. His wife slapped him across the face, and it's caught on camera, live on camera. So we got to watch that. And as you know, Candace Owens, she's been doing a deep dive into Macron, his wife. She's saying that he's trans, or she, oh God, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but Candace Owens is saying that Macron's wife was born a man. That's the best way I can say it without offending anyone. My question is, I don't really care. I don't care. I'm like they've been married many years, but I am curious as to why she swung on him. So we're gonna watch. We're gonna take a look at that video. Also, we got to dive into Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They had created their own little royal. What do they call it? Royal team to mirror the real royals across the pond. They hired 11 people, high profile staffers that will, Megan will have her chief of staff, each of them. I mean, it's going to mirror what King Charles and Queen Camilla has, and then also Prince William and Princess Catherine. So we're going to get into that. And guys, there's a blackout. You notice me, Harry and Meghan never hire black people, never do. These two who call, screams about racism every chance they get. I told you guys, Meghan Markle is the original racist. She's the real racist. She's a self-hating biracial, y'all. And I can spot one when I see it. So I know it when I see it. So well, I can see it because where are her black friends? I always say the proof is in who you build relationships with. Where are your black friends? I just want to know. I just want to know. We're not talking about Serena Williams, who became your friend when you build connections and relationships. We don't know how deep you and Serena go, but you met her after Serena, after you got in Hollywood, you tied yourself to her because Serena Williams happened to be one of the greatest female tennis players of all time. So you thought it would be nice to attach yourself to her. No one else is attaching themselves to you, Meghan Markle. So we're going to get into that. And also, apparently, there is a response from Buckingham Palace. And then we did not get a chance to get into the tech billionaires and God. And my question is, with all of their feverish commitment to money and power, okay, do they believe in God? Or a higher power? You can call them whatever you want because God is everywhere, as far as I'm concerned. But so we're going to get into that. And also, I want to focus on I never heard the phrase centibillionaire. And I guess that is what Brian Johnson is. And apparently he's worth over 100 billion or something. Brian Johnson is the guy that he's on this anti-aging campaign. He wants to live forever. So my question to Brian is, he's using his body as a test dummy. But I'm thinking, Brian, are you sure you're not crossing that line and thinking that because you're a billionaire that you are God? Are you getting up in here and thinking that you are God? So we're going to get into that tonight. This is going to be a fun night, y'all. I Deluxe Life. How are you? Thanks for joining us, Rinsky. Hello, Rinsky. Thanks a lot. Good to see you. Okay, guys. So let's first look into that physical altercation between the president of France, Macron, and his wife. So I hate people saying that's a man, but that she was born. I don't care. I don't care. They were now she was his teacher and was apparently messing around with him when he was a teenage boy. That's a problem. But you got to think of France too. They got they've been married forever. And I don't care if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if the president of France, his wife was born a man. I don't care. They are married. They've been married for many, many years. But it does draw people like Candace Owen has been talking about. And I always say, Candace, be careful now. Because when your husband's secrets come out, it's not going to be fun. I'm just saying, be careful. Make sure your side of the street is clean. Make sure your husband has no skeletons in the closet. Make sure you don't have any skeletons in the closet, because you're going to end up eating crow if it comes out that your husband was banging a blonde transvestite. Just saying, you got to be careful with, when you report that news, you got to be careful. People be people and life be lifing. And you can be married to them and you never know what the person's doing. So it's okay to shine a light. You think it's okay to shine a light. Oh, because Macron is handsome. He's cool. And France is cool. And, but they've been married a long time. So anyways, let's look at the video, guys. Ooh. The video shocked me, actually, because I'm like, that's whole physical assault. But you know what? Maybe they like it. Maybe that's their foreplay. I mean, look at the video and tell me and see for yourself. So let's see if I can rewind it a little bit. Hold on one second. Let's go ahead and, okay. I think they're going down the stairs right now. We should be able to rewind it, I think. Let's see. Look. So it looks more like she shoved his face. She didn't punch him. Look at that. Oh, see? It was not a punch, people. So the couple arrived in Vietnam for the start of a tour of Southeast Asia. He was not slapped. It did not look like a slap when you look at it up close, though. Now, do you care if he was born a man? Does it matter? I don't care. But let's look at it up close again. See, look. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's invasion of space, but and then he smiles. Now I know that behavioral guy, he kept saying that Macron's fist was clenched. What do you guys think of that? That's a non-issue to me. I don't know. I don't care. I really don't. That's a non-issue to me. But the behavior expert, let me pull up his, and he's got a Spanish name. I can't pronounce it, so I don't want to hatch it. I'm terrible with names, so God knows I do not want to go. And his name is Jesus Enrique Rosa. So let's look at what he's saying. Now, let me see.
Things his left hand, like he had already greeted everybody at the bottom of the stairs. They were walking, but his left hand, white knuckles, that is concealed anger. The guy was really angry, was really angry. You can see in his facial expression as well. There was no reason his teeth, I could say that his teeth were clenched right now. He's got a squarish face, but I see his jaw muscles a bit more, like more flexed than usual. He's pressing his lips. I wouldn't be surprised that he was clenching his teeth at that point. You can see from the picture that, well, a couple of things. His
So
left
what do you
hand,
guys think?
like already, he
I
had
don't
already
know.
greeted
You know what?
everybody at.
Uh, I don't know. Uh, it didn't seem like she was punching him, and it did not seem like a slap. But the media is reporting it. There was an altercation allegedly on the. So, what do you guys think of that? And let's see what the media is saying, because let's see what they're writing. Let's see what the U.S. media is saying. Okay, so and I got some news to tell you guys about The View and Disney. Word on top told them that they're gonna have to cut it, trash and Trump. So, anyways, let's look at this. Macron and wife video. So let's see what the American media is reporting, because we got to yeah, we got to see what what kind of crap the American. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, it was not. I think they're making more of it. There must have been some kind of altercation, but they could have been playing. We don't know. Okay, so the New York Times is saying it's nonsense. Macron plays down video of shove from wife. Reuters says Macron plays down apparent shove from wife in Vietnam. ABC News says Francis Macron dismisses video showing wife shoving him in the face. CNN is saying Macron dismisses viral video showing apparent shove from wife Brigitte. The Guardian, Emmanuel Macron says video of wife pushing him shows them joking around. That's what it seemed like to me. Now, you know that I'm always suspicious when the American media and all of them jump on board to try to explain this away. Now I'm more suspicious. Because why are you guys pushing that? Because they want to say, oh no, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. So it's like, don't the American media have anything more important to report on? But when I looked at it, honestly, it could have been a joking shove in the face. I'm not buying that she slugged him in the face. And by the way, I don't care whether she was born a male or female. They are married. They've been married for many years. And, there are trans people who get married. So what? All right, so let's get in some of the comments, guys, right quick. Yep. Brooklyn love. Hello, hello. Great. I'm doing fine. How are you? I am good, Brooklyn. I'm kind of salty about spending almost $9 on a coffee at Starbucks, but I call myself treating myself. And then I realized, wait a minute, all that ice, they only put like a little coffee. It was 2 espressos and then hazelnut and some oat milk. I'm like, that might be a good treat. So, anyways, I drank it. It took like 2 full swallows and it was gone. So I just filled it up with water. So I have my ice water. But I'm doing well. Thank you, Brooklyn. I am doing well. And today's a good day. It really is a good day. Humbled and grateful to be live, guys. Humble and grateful, okay? Deluxe Alive, how you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. We got some hot topics to discuss tonight. And Harry and Meghan, every day is something, y'all. Every day they hustling. Every day they hustling. Hey, Rinsky, good morning from Vietnam. Rhonda, looking forward to your take on the fake royal court Harry and Meghan are setting up in Montecito. Now, I would call it Monte Shit Show, but I don't want to do that to the people of Montecito. Because remember last year, I got a chance to visit Montecito, and those people are very wealthy. They're private. They're quiet. They don't bother anybody. Harry and Meghan is just kind of like a red stain on that beautiful community. It's very beautiful. And I stayed there 2 nights. And then it was like, no, no, no. I went on to an Airbnb that was in Santa Barbara because Montecito is very expensive, is real quiet. There's nothing to do. And these people are very private. So I couldn't go around with my cameras asking them, what do you think of Harry and Meghan? I quickly got the impression that these are very wealthy people who are living private lives. Because if they wanted to live out in the open, being harassed by paparazzi, then they would live in Beverly Hills or Calabasas with the Kardashians or Malibu or wherever. But they chose Santa Barbara, and it's a beautiful place. But I do believe Harry and Meghan is a stain on that community. I really do. And I think they would love it if they would disappear. So yes, Rinsky, I'm talking about it tonight. I can't wait. Yep, Brooklyn. Hey, Deluxe. Hey, Brooklyn Love Rinsky. I think it's obvious who the real racists are. Harry's the only one that wore that Nazi costume, and the way she spoke about being known as black was with so much venom. I hate the way she uses blacks. I do too. I see right through her, Rinsky. I can spot a self-hating black, where you biracial or you black, and those of you who are different races and ethnicities, you know what I'm talking about. Even of different religions, you got people that hate a part of who they are, and you can spot it, and it's disgusting. And the way it is in line with her personality, though, the way that all of a sudden she used that black, she wanted nothing to do with black, nothing. She never had friends or anything, nothing. She had no black friends, none. And you know what? I think what's sad for her, and I really do believe this, she could have benefited from having a very diverse group of friends. That would have helped her navigate through. I always say you need a hallelujah choir and you need a village to support you in order and help you when you're navigating in and out of all of these traps and through life. You do. You can't do it on your own. You can't be an island on by yourself. We're social beings, human. We're human beings. We're social. We need each other. We do. So, anyways, yes, Rinsky, she is the biggest racist. That was the real tea. And the fact that they all of a sudden, how come I don't see any black people she hired? I thought she was all for George Floyd and what happened with him. Remember that video she put out? Oh, she did all her performance, any kind of anything she could jump on, any bandwagon she could jump on to get attention. She keeps doing that. But with that black thing, that's what pisses me off, is that I'm not going to allow you to go. I'm going to speak up. I don't care if it's just I got a little slice of YouTube followers. I don't care. I will tell the truth. Pow, pow. I'm not going to lie about it. And she is the biggest racist. I've seen them throughout my life. I can spot it. You can smell it on her. That's why she will not have it. You notice she don't have any black people around her unless it's Big O and her wife Gail and Serena Williams. And then come to find out, someone mentioned during one of our nightly conversations that Serena Williams' husband is in business with Harry. So this is a business deal. This is not even a real friendship. So I can't wait to get into that, because my question is, where Meeghan, Harry and Meghan, I thought you guys were all for the cause of equal rights and all that. You guys were calling the whole royal family, King Charles and Catherine, racist. But I don't. You had 11 people. I don't see a person of color on there. I don't see one black person on there even. I don't see them. Where are they, Meeghan? You're 43% black. Where are they? I just want to know, where are they, Meeghan? I thought you said you were 43% black. You couldn't find one black person. Bowles on you, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She has been on the board of Netflix. And you know what? And she's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Very accomplished African woman. I don't think she's from Nigeria. I can't remember where she's from. Or maybe she is from Nigeria. But she's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She started out with Spike Lee as part of his advertising. She's been on Uber, the board of Uber. Now, Kamala Harris, that connection with Kamala Harris' brother-in-law being ahead of it. Bowles was also on the board. Not on, she was like head of advertising or something with Netflix. Okay, and what else? Like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Meeghan, you could not. What it is that, first of all, Megan's a racist. Okay, Meeghan is a bona fide racist in her heart. And when she looking at them kids, boy, she was praying that none of that African in her came out in them kids. You know how DNA works. One kid can look more black than the other. Both kids, it looks like Harry's gene took over for now because they're both really redheaded. That can change though. That can totally change because they little things. But they are not gonna. Well, we don't know how DNA works. But my point is that Megan wanted nothing to do with black. Okay, she is a bona fide racist. Oh, no doubt, she's a bona fide racist. She can't even acknowledge her own mother on Mother's Day, by the way. So Bose, I don't think Megan could tolerate a strong black female. So, but she can get a black male then, but she does not want it. She does it. It's not in her. She can't. She's a sick person. It's not in her. She don't want us near her. So a black woman, she would never, because black females are by nature kind of like uh we're kind of like strong-willed. And Meghan Markle, and she would tell Meghan Markle the truth, and Meghan Markle would not be able to tolerate it. Their girl would run out and jump off a cliff over there in Montecito in Santa Barbara. Dealing with a black female. So I get it. Meghan Markle would not, because Bose would tell her, honey, Bose is more accomplished. She's been on all of these big boards, and she's from Africa. And Megan, she would tell Megan the truth, and she would not let Megan. You know how Meghan Markle does those tantrums and shit? Like they said, Meghan Markle threw tea at somebody. I wish I'd been in that room, Meghan Markle. I wish you had thrown tea at me, girl. I wish you had thrown tea at me because you'd be chewing on that damn china. You'd been eating that glass. I can promise you. So she would not have been able to she would not be able to tantrum and abuse verbally or physically, throw stuff at black females. She wouldn't be able to do it. So that's why I get why she don't have a black female. What I don't get though is how come she can't get herself maybe a black male. Maybe, do she have, I don't know if they're Hispanic or not, because Hispanics can be as white as white all the way to as African, as dark, because they're not a race. They're just an ethnicity, a beautiful rainbow of people. So I get why she did not hire a black female, but she could have. All of them are getting six figures, but we're going to get into that. So, anyways, do you guys care about that Macron and his wife? I really don't care. I don't care at all. I do not care. Hey Deborah, how you doing? How you doing? They say Meghan Markle. Did you hear also that Meghan Markle, come to find out, that airline stewardess I saw on Dan Wooten's channel, it was a PR stunt. Because I thought about that. I'm like, how can an airline stewardess share information about passengers? That would be against company policy. She had to have given it was all a PR stunt. And then Dan is there. They're saying that Meghan Markle, someone was that Rinsky or you, Deborah, that said Meghan Markle ain't got no money. And that's what they're saying. They're saying Meghan Markle cannot, she has to budget. She can't spend $25,000 on a flight. She can't do it. So she got to go commercial. But then she want to make it, it's like, girl, what is wrong with you? So, anyways, these people are crazy. Okay. When she slapped him, his comeback was like something that looked like a skin. I know. But it didn't seem like she slapped him. It seemed like she shoved his face. Now that is an act of aggression, but I'm not sure. And it could have been she was playing with him. I don't know. I just think the part where they're saying, ooh, she was born a man. I don't really care about that because they've been married. How many years have they been married? How many years have they been married? Let me check that out. How many years Macron and wife? Yeah, Macron and his wife. Yeah. Bridget Macron. Yeah. How many years they've been married, y'all? Okay. How many years has Macron been married? Okay, hold on one second, because I'm curious about that. How come they not giving me the okay, they cannot let go. Don't nobody care about her pushing him. Come on. So when did they get married? Bridget Macron. So they're giving me, let's see, when did they get married? I don't know. Check downstairs under the sink. Sorry, guys, my sister. You know I am on video. Next time I'm turn the camera on you. If you interrupt me while I'm on video. Oh, they got married in 2006, y'all. They've been married, what, 19 years? Oh, come on. See, ooh, Lord, this media is something else when they want to destroy somebody. Because you see, it's like, I don't think that's a big deal. If she was born, they've been married 19 years. Now, the fact that they got together when she was older and got with him when he was a whole 15-year-old boy, now that's a problem. That's a problem. But now they've been married 19 years. What can you say? He was groomed by her, so maybe he's used to her aggression. It's a fake smile for sure to disguise it. Yeah. I mean, you could tell something's going on, but I mean, I didn't see a punch. I didn't see no punch in the face like they saying, but there is something going on, but they're saying he has been abusing her. I think that's a stretch. Or she, I'm sorry. Because it's a she. His wife is a she. I don't care for him. He wants to take out that African leader who is doing good for his country and the people. Really, Deborah? Who? Macron? Whatever. Which African leader? Which one you talking about? What? They politicians. They dirty. You know that. They were probably back there fighting. Oh, can you imagine the staff? You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Melania give Trump a nice punch in the face. That would be some news, right? But I don't think she would punch him in the face. I don't think Trump is going to take a punch in the face. I don't think he rolling like that. And, he ain't rolling like that. Deborah says France is getting kicked out of a few African countries. He told a leader they should be glad with what? Ooh, Macron said that? These, you know what? I'm not surprised. They politicians. They are politicians first. Shoving someone in the face is not a nice or appropriate thing to do, especially since he's pulling himself back. Yeah, it was an act of aggression for sure. It was an act of aggression. I've been there, done that when my husband said something stupid. I gave him a nice little nudge. Deluxe Life, hey, how you doing? Yep. Definitely an act of aggression. Deborah says shoving whatever it was, it's still in his personal space. Yep. That's true. That's true. It's very true. She got caught. Deborah says apparently the royal family may address this setting up of American royal court. I cannot wait, and I hear that that's what they're going to do. So let's jump right on into that. Let's not wait too long at all. We've been on this 28 minutes. Let's jump right into what we want to talk about. Harry and Meghan's anti-black royal court. Now, first of all, they want to mimic the royal family. They want to create their own royal court. So let's explain a little bit how that works. Because, I'm like, how can you, why would they want to do it? But I guess I get it. But then also, they don't have any shame. Because I'm like, so we're going to start the clock on these two. This whole team, the 11. First of all, I saw this Express article, and this will give us a summary of what they're trying to do. Because I was trying to find something that explain it, simplify it so that, I don't get into going on a long, boring explanation like I'm reading a textbook. I'm not trying to do that. So let's put up here this one. Yes. Okay. Hold on, let me find it because I have to read it because I'm like kind of blind here. Okay, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's Montecito court slammed as desperate bid. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have reportedly restructured their staff to resemble the royal household. Look at these two losers. Look at them. Just look at them. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired? I told you they got to be in hell. Think about that every day. You are looking to see what's going on across the pond so you can find a way to compete with them. Imagine being held hostage like that. You're doing that to yourself. That's crazy. That is crazy. So let's finish reading this. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Montecito court has been slammed by a royal expert as desperate. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have reportedly restructured their staff to resemble the royal household. Oh, wow. Look at that. According to the Mail, that's Daily Mail, they will each have their own chief of staff, and Harry will be launching his own commercial venture similar to his wife's As Ever lifestyle brand. This is reportedly being done to help revamp their reputations, previously having relied on informal advisors rather than using the time-tested ways of the royal family. Royal expert Tom Bower criticized the change, saying it does not resemble the royals' method, but rather acts as the couple's final desperate bid to save their brand. That I agree. They are desperate. I totally agree with that. I think Megan can count. She see that money. She see the money going out of the house is a lot more than what's coming in. And she know time. It's just a matter of time. I told you guys, I give it 5 years. It's been like, what, a year and a half, 2 years? I give them 3 more years. And I think that's why we keep seeing her in the news, because she is scared shitless. They are desperate because they're still living that Jeff Bezos level lifestyle when they're only worth like a couple of, I mean, they got 100 million, but they spending it. It's not like they got the 100 million, but they're making more to keep up with their lifestyle. No, that money is dwindling. It's dropping fast, and she's trying to, and the powers to be are really trying to help her, help both of them. They got to hurry up and help them. You know what y'all got to do? Y'all gonna have to create positions for them and pay them. You guys are gonna have to. They're gonna have to collect welfare from the Hollyweird elite. Ari Emanuel, all them just gonna have to cut them a check. They like welfare recipients. They don't work, but they want money. And Meghan Markle will continue building relationships and networking, making connections. That money is running out fast. And I hear that each of them is making over 100,000 a year. The 11. So where's that money coming from? So let's finish reading this article. Oh, this is beautiful. And then we're going to watch the time clock. Who's going to resign first out of the 11? Who's going to say to hell with this nightmare? And I wish I served on there. Yeah, I would handle Megan. Oh, God, yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't be working under those conditions, though. I wouldn't work on them conditions anyways. She wasn't going to hire me anyways because I'm a black girl. She don't like black people. So she wouldn't hire me anyways. And I wouldn't put up with her shit. I just would not. I would not. But anyways, let's see. All right. So after the Duke and Duchess stepped down as senior royals in 2020, they decided to make a series of bombshell claims against the firm, which some have argued have damaged their brand and public image. Speaking to the Mail, Mr. Bowers said, undoubtedly, the Sussexes would like to rule over a royal court from their Montecito mansion. I love it. Undoubtedly, the Sussexes would like to rule over a royal court from their Montecito mansion. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that. Tom Bower, I got that. I like him a lot because I want to read that book he did on Victoria and David Beckham. But and here's some of the comments. There is truth in Shakespeare's words about greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Tom Bower is perfectly correct. Adding another layer of PR and adding chiefs of staff It's not going to work. That is just ass backwards. I don't understand that. Like, what do you think paying them? It's just more money going out the door. It is more. No one is telling these two, listen, do they not have an accountant or several accountants? Because these are millionaires. Don't they have financial advisors there telling them that your spend level is too high? The money coming in versus your spend level, it's just, you got to stop. You got to stop. Or maybe that's what they told her, Harry and May. Oh, you know what? We got to look at that beekeeping thing she posted on Instagram too. Her and her daughter in that beekeeping outfit. And it's like, okay, what the hell does this have to do with as ever? And how this will not make me want to go and buy anything that you're selling, and it certainly will not change how I feel about you or most people. This is crazy. So, this article, I think, to me, really gives you a summary of what their whole goal was. And their goal is that they just basically want to be able to rule over a royal court from their Montecito mansion. They really want to be, they're coveting William and Kate's life. That's what they're doing. These are phony royals. And Harry is like, Harry, you were born a son, but you are really acting like a disgusting spare. You are just, I mean, he don't even have to act that way. That's the problem. He doesn't even, he's got all the power in his hands. You're the prince, dude. You're the prince. You did her a favor. You benefited her more than she benefited you. Harry's not running the numbers. He's coming up red. She running the numbers. She's coming up black as far as how much money she's made so far. $100 million. They say she didn't really get 100 from Netflix, but she's running on red when she adds her own toxic and and she's self-destructive because she's ticking boom boom up here. So she's a whole psychopath and she's a malignant narcissist. That's a double whammy. So she is really not, and she's not grounded in reality whatsoever. She's running in the red. So it's like, what the hell are you two doing? How do you think it's okay to pay these 11 people all over $100,000? And how much money are you making with as ever? I hear that Netflix now is trying to, I guess they're working out another deal. I told you guys, Netflix and Ari, don't get rid of them. Keep them on. With Meghan Markle, keep on, because you're going to be accumulating all kind of information. Information is power. So when Netflix does the true story behind Harry and Meghan, when Harry and Meghan starts to, when the machine turns against them and they really start to crash their brand, watch, mark my word, Netflix will come out with the real story of Harry and Meghan, and everybody's going to be talking. Everybody. All of their little secrets. Fine ass Nacho and his wife, the ones they swing with, they going to come out with a story. The only one that's going to be mute is probably the Paramount CEO because of his position. But his wife, she's not going to talk because he's doing her a favor, if you know what I mean. He's the one with the money and she not so much. Same with Sarandos, the Netflix guy. His wife gonna give Meeghan a cold shoulder too, because she's not gonna go against her own husband. She's not gonna do that. Why? For Meghan Markle. So it's like, girl, that industry gonna eat you up and spit you out. You and Harry are nothing but entertainment for us. Your role has already been established. You two are anti-royalists, spoiled, rich brats. That's the role that you're gonna play for the next 30 or 40 years. And we get to watch it and be entertained by it. So you can do all these weird ass videos, stepping out in the bushes with that white dress and those little duckies, looking weird. I mean, these weird ass videos. Then the one with her baby girl with her hair covered in that bee, we're going to play that. That's weird. So that's to our entertainment. You think Ari Emanuel or Netflix are going to let them go? Don't. They're not. Because these two are on a hamster wheel going, thinking they really going somewhere. So we get to watch in real time The part of their royal court, which one's going to quit first? We're going to watch it real time. So this article, I really enjoyed this article because it really spells it out. It spells it out. These two just want to be able to covet. They want to be royalty here. And the American media, the not the machine, is indulging them because they get feedback from. They get a lot of anti-Harry and Meghan, uh, response. That draws views to the site. That's clickbait too. She's gonna capitalize. A girl, your brand is set. Game over. You are going to be used for the next 30, 40 years. It's a fight that you don't need to have. And Harry is got what does Harry think he's going to do? Oh, King Charles is here now, right? In America, he's here now, right, guys? Do you guys know? Leave that in the comments. Because here's the thing. Some of the media outlets, and I saw News Nation, he's coming. King Charles and Harry's going to meet. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. So the American media, and we're going to watch this machine as they work through this because we got to know how they roll. Got to know how they roll. Also, before I move on to those 11 people that are part of the royal court, I want to give you guys a little tidbit, some good news, funny news. Disney, the giant Disney, owns ABC, right? They told The View that they're going to have to quiet down a little bit on trashing Trump. Because now they're seeing people are like, wait a minute. Now we voted on him. I didn't vote on him. But there are people that did. And these are the American people. And we will not. And you're starting to look like the Democratic Party propaganda machine, which I've always said they were. And that's what they are. We got time. We're going to pull up that. Or tomorrow I will go into detail even more. But what I like about them is like Disney said, stop it. So that means Disney is saying, wait a minute, Democratic Party, no. Because that's all The View is a mouthpiece. So Sonny Hostin, what are you going to do now? So anyways, that's a side note. I thought that was good because it's like, how can you claim to be a balanced program where you debate, but you're always pushing propaganda for one party? How does that benefit our country? How? It doesn't. It doesn't. So, anyways, it sounds like maybe the powers to be, because Disney's pulling back, and Disney's a powerhouse now. So Harry and Meghan, they want to do this royal court. Now the question is, will the machine help to continue pushing that? And we shall see. But one thing I can say is I do not believe 1 minute, that King Charles met with Harry. Because guess what? Soon as he meet with Harry, Meghan Markle will post on her Instagram with Harry and her with King Charles. Oh, my husband finally met with my father-in-law. She would try to market that. And then also they can do a round 2 when they start bitching and moaning again when Harry gets a bug up his ass and he wants to sue the royal family for something or criticize them, or they want content for part 2, because spare part 2 is coming. So I don't think King Charles is stupid, because one thing I know, and looking at him, that man, he may love his son, but he's also 110% committed to the monarchy. He's not going to tear that down for Harry, for nobody. He was born and raised in that. His mother was born and raised in that system. His family from generations. So good luck with that. But no, we're not buying it, the U.S. media and those propaganda rags. We're not buying it. Sorry. So let me show you the money shot. The royal court. Where's the hold on, we're gonna leave that one. Let me show you the royal court, because this here, and then the royal family did release a statement, so we're going to show that as well. All right, do you guys see it? This is Harry's new royal court. So let me, if I can make it bigger here so we can see it. Okay, hold on one second. Harry's royal court. Let's try to make this bigger so we can see. Staff shake up and a fresh role for Prince as Sussex attempt to rebuild their brand. So look at all these faces. Look at that. And I know they got Bill Gates ex secretary or administrative assistant. I don't know what the title is, but as you can see, I don't see one brownie. I don't see a one brownie. Now, reason why would I expect to see a brownie? Because I thought Harry and Meghan was all about equal DEI, equal opportunity, and considering that Meghan Markle was suffered from severe racism with the royal family at the hands of them, surely she would be open to hiring brownies, people who are of color. So I'm looking here and we're going to make this big so we can see it because I'm like, maybe it's just black people she don't like. Maybe it's just black people she don't like, but it's other brownies, It could be a white Latina or something like that. Or maybe an Asian or Native American. Like maybe could she do like a Chinese person, a Japanese person, Filipino, Vietnamese, Indonesian, I don't know. How about maybe an Indian? How about let's see, I don't want to miss a group. Maybe a fellow biracial, right? How about another biracial? But I don't see any here. So Meredith Kendall, she looks like a whole white woman. Miranda Barbeau, and listen, I'm sure these people are very established and successful, and I am not knocking them for getting a job. This isn't about them. I'm sure they are totally qualified. God bless them. I'm talking about Harry and Meghan and their hypocrisy. I'm looking down here. Wait, do I see any person of color? It's not just black. Where anybody? How about a Mexican? How about a Puerto Rican? Maybe a Colombian, Megan. I don't even see Spanish last names here. I'm confused, Meghan Markle. I'm confused. Where are they? Oh, I wonder what the machine thinks about this. What, Ari, Emmanuel, what do you think about your girl? Big O, Tyler Perry, your wife Gail, what y'all think about the fact that she don't have any person of color? So this is the royal court. Let's read a little bit. Staff shake up in a fresh role for Prince as Sussex's attempt to rebuild their brand. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have created their own royal household. The Mail on Sunday can reveal. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. Okay. The couple who left their roles. Hold on, let me make sure you can read that, right? Okay. I want to make sure it's big enough. I'm just reading the first couple of sentences. Okay. The couple who left their roles as senior royals in 2020 have dramatically revamped the structure of their staff to make it more like the hierarchical system that has successfully underpinned Prince Harry's family for decades. Meredith Kendall Maines, a seasoned communication strategist whose role has already drawn comparisons with Sir Clive Alderton, the formidable private secretary to King Charles and Queen Camilla, will be at the helm of a team of 11 operating out of Montecito, California, and the UK. Oh, this is good. I told y'all it's war, y'all. I told you it's war. Harry and Meghan are too stupid to not take that bite. They are too stupid for not taking. They can't help but take the bite, take the bait. They can't help it. They believe that these two are really spoiled and out of touch with reality. This is good. The new operation will be run separately to Archwell, the Sussex's philanthropic foundation. The MOS, what does that mean? The MOS can reveal the restructuring. Who's MOS? Oh, God, there we go again. Who is MOS? I don't know who that is. Who's MOS? Does anybody know what that means right here? The MOS can reveal the restructuring, which will see each senior appointee reportedly earning a six-figure salary. Will include the Duke and Duchess, each having their own chief of staff. Harry launching his own as yet undisclosed commercial venture in the next few months. Megan's lifestyle business, as ever, expanding its range of product later this year. The Duke 40 is said to have been growing increasingly weary of the negative publicity he and Meghan have attracted, particularly in the UK, where he has been fighting several legal cases. Okay, now, how are these people going to stop Harry from doing a kamikaze sort of suicide mission where he goes out to do an interview bitching and moaning because he didn't get his way? How are they going to stop that? This is just a matter of time. I cannot wait till this plays out. This is beautiful to me. And we can watch it in real time. How long will these? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go first? Look at that. And I don't see a black face. I think there are qualified people of color out there too, Megan, who got a little brown in them. But I know you don't, you not so much, right? Because you want class, and you think the only way you're gonna get real class is if everybody's white. Isn't that right, Meghan Markle? Isn't that right, Megan? We got you figured out, girl. I got you. I spotted you when I first saw you. Once that mask fell, it was it wasn't hard. So let's look at the her Instagram with the poor girl, the baby. In the beekeeper, she does the weirdest shit, but she thinks she's doing it because she's interesting. She wants to keep us talking, and we're gonna keep talking. she wants us to keep talking about her. And the more crap you put out, the more we get to talk. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. We love it, honey. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love it. So let's find out. Because she has, as long as you keep putting material out, girl, and want to be seen, we are there to watch. So it looks like it's not on here. Oh, wait a minute. I don't see it on here. Let me see. I saw, wait, Meghan Markle. It's not on her Instagram, so I wonder where they got that from. Markle and daughter beekeeping. So she didn't post it on her Instagram. So, oh, look at that. All People magazine. Oh, let's look and see if there's a video. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And this is courtesy of Royal Short Stories. So, she that image. So let me play this. This is courtesy of Royal Short Stories. This is, this is just analyzing first. I can't find her actual video, but let's put this on so we can see. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, here we go. Can you guys see? Look at this weirdo. Look at that. She crazy as shit, y'all. She's crazy as shit now. Come on. Look at that. I didn't see that. Mental health. Oh, I did not see that. Did y'all see that? Oh, look at that. Mental health 001. Yeah, that girl is crazy as shit. She is. Let's play this out.
Markle couldn't stoop any lower in her quest for brand identity and Instagram validation. She pops out of nowhere, again, in a squeaky clean beekeeper suit, yanking along a pint-sized mystery child to sell us the image of domestic bliss and wholesome living. On May 25th, Meghan posted a video to her Instagram stories featuring herself and an allegedly 3-year-old Lilibet strolling hand-in-hand toward an apiary, decked out in matching beekeeping suits. And just to drive home the sugary sweetness, the background music was the Archies' Sugar Sugar. Let's start with the obvious. Lilibet 2.0 doesn't even look like the same kid from last week's Mother's Day photo.
She sure don't.
Back then, the child Meghan toted around had legs for days, longer than a CVS receipt. This new toddler, shorter legs, waddling like a baby learning to walk, and frankly looked more like a stuffed animal in a veil than an actual human child. Some have joked she looked more like one of Meghan's dogs in costume. Harsh? Maybe. But you can't deny the uncanny proportions. Social media, never one to miss a detail, lit up with comments ranging from confused to outright concerned.
Yeah, look at that baby's leg.
This one walks like a diapered toddler, one user pointed out. Another quipped, that kid's legs are shorter than the Queen's corgis. And then there's the matter of the bee veil, or rather, the lack of proper safety. The poor child's hood wasn't even fitted correctly, making it
Yeah.
look more like a fashion prop than actual protective gear. If there really were bees, debatable, that mesh was about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. But wait,
Okay, so let me turn that off because I don't want to get in. I did give him his kudos. It's Royal Short Stories, and then let me see reels. Why come I couldn't find it? I couldn't find her. Was it? I can't find the beekeeping. I can't find the beekeeping video, but okay, that's crazy, y'all. Isn't that crazy? This girl is loony as hell. That was a weird video, right? The baby's legs were like this it was like a toddler's legs. And then you see the images of her on Mother's Day with both kids, and the kids' legs are long. Okay. Can we honestly just say this is very weird? Can we just pause and just say, I know I'm laughing, and you know what? Um she's just not a nice person. So if she was a nice person, but we got to call it. You got to call it. You cannot cover up behavior like this. And the machine wants us to believe this is somebody we've already seen it. You're not going to fool us. We know what we see, and we have our own opinions. But this guys is really a someone who's disturbed. Look at that. That is crazy. And in your whole man, he's your whole husband. And you got pictures of him on a bulletin board? What the hell is that? You got the man. Is he there with you, Meeghan? Is he there with you or not? I'm curious. So let's get in the comments. Oh, this is funny. That girl is crazy as a loon. That girl is crazy as a loon. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. Deluxe Life said, yep, I went out there for my anniversary. It's beautiful. I was trying to spot Oprah. The shop said Stedman often comes in the shops. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what I was asking around too. They said that yeah, Stedman, he's around. Oprah's hired beard. Brooklyn Love sells self-hatred is dangerous. Yeah, it is. And it's very painful to those who are on the other end. It's like, she is really a piece of work, you guys. I think she came out with the Lily video to reflect from the rejection from Nigeria. You think so? And they said it was on her Instagram, but she took it down. I think she may have, I don't, if she took it down, it's probably because you see poor Lily's, that helmet, they didn't have real bees in there. There was no way. And then Lily's helmet was just like, it looks like she had an adult helmet on, the covering, and it was like falling off. And it's like, if those are real bees, they can get all up in there and sting that baby. So she may have took that down because she would have looked like a mother who neglects her child, in which I think she does. Deborah says racism is a billion-dollar industry through government funding and grants, and H&M wants piece of the pie. Oh God, that yeah, but it's hard to sell. It's hard. It's really hard to sell that to a whole racist. I mean, Meghan Markle, that's why you don't see black people fuck with Meghan Markle. They don't. You got a handful like the celebrities do. Like I saw a clip of Nene Leakes saying, well, they should leave her alone. I said, yeah, Nene Leakes, that's because you would look. Meghan Markle should go on a Real Housewives franchise. She should do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and get real, show her real self. She'll end up being an OG. She'll end up being on the show for years because people will watch because she's a hot mess. And all them girls in the Real Housewife franchise got, they got that borderline personality and stuff. They got it going. So, but yes, I agree with you, Deborah. It's big money. It is big money. And Democratic Party good at it, slicing and dicing people, and then have us. No, we're not falling for that anymore. I'm not fighting with my neighbor. I'm fighting, I don't fight with nobody. But I'm not going to be hating my neighbors. But I dislike politicians, and I know when I'm being screwed, and I know when the powerful that really run this country, they are not looking out for our best interests. I can see that. But yes, and Meghan Markle is she's the biggest racist of them all. You notice she ain't got no black people. And I bet and I can imagine her in her brain what she really thinks of Serena Williams. Because Serena Williams is ethnic, baby. She's thick, tall, black, real brown. Serena wears that hair, but underneath that is her natural hair. She's a black female. So what? But Meghan Markle, all of that she frowned upon. I'm like, Meghan Markle, do you not believe? Don't you know that dark black women get married too? To white men and Hispanic men. I mean, love is love. People out here are hooking up and getting together and falling for each other, and they don't give a damn about your race, religion, creed. Those that got common sense and those that are gonna live the life the way they want to live. You can't listen to people. People are fucked up. You can't be telling you who you should marry, what they should look like. No, you like what you like. That's why I don't care about Macron's wife if she was born a man. I don't care. If they fell in love now messing with him when he was a teenager, that's bad. Now that one I'm gonna call a foul on that one. That's a foul ball right there. But it is in France, so they got different rules when it comes to sexuality. In consent. But as far as her being born, I don't care if she was born a man. Don't give a shit at all. They've been married 19 years. Something working with them. And I guess look at them. Look at the, what was happening on that plane. Now see, and you would not have guessed that looking at those two smiling. See, stop being phony, people. Just be yourself. These people rolling in the dough. Oh yeah, Deluxe, they got big money. But you know what? Like we talked about, they're not happy. They are literally in hell. Remember we talked about the 7 deadly sins yesterday. Harry and Meeghan, they are envious of William and Catherine. They would love to covet their lives to the point now that they're creating a whole royal court right there in Montecito. So that means the machine likes this too. Because as Meeghan go and create a history, her and Harry create a legacy of fuck ups. That's actual material for a documentary or a movie, a Lifetime stuff. Not a Lifetime. It's bigger than that. It's Netflix. Make it a series. Make it like a 10-part series, just like Netflix did The Crown, which was fabulous. They're going to have to do the same thing. They're going to do it with Harry and Meghan. I guarantee you. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing rolls out. Because what they always ask them, what's your end game? I always ask. It's like, and you got to run the numbers. When do you exit? When do you have where's your escape plan? Like Megan don't have one. She's on that hamster wheel. So is Harry. They are so reckless, but we get to see it in real time. I'm looking forward to seeing how this flows, how all of this flow out. Because Harry and Meghan, your brand is set. Game over. There is no rebuilding your brand. Your only option was to go away. And the machine is using you. They don't want you to go away. They want you to keep being the weirdo that you are and showing the world each and every time you come out. Like they say, open. What is that phrase? Do you guys remember? Let me type it up. Where if you people don't know you're stupid until you open your mouth and remove all doubt. Something along those lines. Same way with people. People don't know when you keep exposing yourself. And if you got a ticky boom boom and you're always out there, we're gonna catch it because we're human beings. And you get an old broad like me. That I've seen enough in my lifetime. I've touched hell and survived. It's going to be real hard to you're not going to be crazy and put it past me. But most people who live long and know, and I'm telling you, it's not hard you don't have to be some therapist to see that somebody's ticky boo boom. You just have to have common sense. So each and every time she comes out, we get to see just how crazy she is. That is not good at all for your future or your mental health or your life. What about your husband's life? What about the quality of life? They are literally in hell. But they rolling in the dough though. They were and Meghan Markle, she want that money, but it's going to be really interesting to see when that money continues because they got 100 million Well, they didn't get it. Netflix, the word is they did not get that. But when you think of the Netflix deal and the Spotify deal, and then the 3 or 4 book book deal, so that's some good money. So let's just say they had 100 million, but they live in Jeff Bezos' life, and just Jeff Bezos is a whole billionaire. These two are not billionaires, nowhere near it. They are just shit. People in my neighborhood got that kind of money. Well, I don't, but I'm just saying there are people in my community that are millionaires and they got money like what she got, but they're not living that lifestyle because they know. They're like, shit, why? That's a whole suicide mission. That is just like, I mean, you're destined to fail because making the money, keeping up that lifestyle, that is your God. So where do you find peace and serenity in that? When every day you are trying to come up with a scheme to feel your to keep up with that lifestyle. It's a trap. She fell into it. And the machine, her pride and all that, girl, the only option was to go away. That was the only option she had. And that would have been the smartest move to make. Go away. And another thing I find interesting with her is that she did not befriend any of the other duchess or women who are married to men who are part of a royal family. There are quite a few out there. There are some African women, there are women, white women, women of over in Europe, they got women of all shapes and sizes and colors, shades that are marrying into royalty. Why she did not befriend them, and because she's in that circle, the first thing she should have done is befriended Catherine in a genuine way. But if that was too hard for her because she's a narcissist, and looking at Catherine and seeing in her eyes, she realized, wow, Catherine reminds her, because in her mind, she don't have much self-esteem and stuff, guys. She really don't. There's not much there. So she's easily triggered and she would receive narcissistic injury just by Catherine walking in the room. Think about it. And that's hell. So why she did not befriend other women who are married to men in royalty? Spares. Not all them women are married to no soon to be kings or whatever. They are married to royalty, but it could be way down the line. But she could have benefited from building relationships, real relationships with them, so she can understand how to move in those circles and not blow her shit up. She didn't do that. So now she's, stubbornly on, and nobody's telling her the truth. And we always ask, how come nobody's telling her the truth? She's not going to listen. And guess what? None of them, those 11 people ain't going to tell her the truth. What Meghan Markle really do need, she needs a black female on her staff that will tell her the truth, but she can't handle it because it will blow her brain. It'll blow her mind. She would not be able to tolerate the truth, the honesty. Because I like Bose. I think Bose would be perfect on her team. First thing Bose would tell her is that, Megan, you got to shut up and go away. You got to go away because you're not helping your brand. And she would talk to, and Megan just can't. I think she caught, it was a lightning in a bottle, like I always say. She caught a spare in Prince. He's a dim-witted prince, but he's still a prince. And I think she got in there, she lost her ever-loving mind. And she's trying to relive that day when everybody praised her when she got married to him. Girl, that was just a ceremony. You should not even be trying to look to be praised like that. You should have you stood before God and took vows. You love your husband. You don't allow him to be to go down this angry and vengeful and wrathful. That's one of the 7 deadly sins: wrath, greed, gluttony, envy. Rinsky said maybe she likes pushing white people around. She probably gets a kick out of it. She's a weirdo, in my opinion. Yeah, she's a weirdo. I think what it is, and I think it's cultural too, Rinsky, because I think and I've known this when I worked in corporate America, how I found it fascinating when it took a while for me to understand that when you are upset or something don't go your way, you can't go sounding off at the mouth. You got to kind of learn to just shut up and just kind of, you're getting paid. I mean, you know what I mean? So what I have noticed when I first started going to corporate, this was like 27, 28 years ago. Well, probably 30 years ago. I don't want to age myself. But when I started working in corporate America, I did learn that culturally, it seemed like white people were able to handle conflict better. They didn't snap off. But in black culture, if somebody says something to you, and I think that's the same in Hispanic culture, and I'm not generalizing, I'm just saying, I'm just giving an observation off the cuff. But what I notice is that in my culture, and I'm black, I'm African American, we don't, if you we don't like you or something, we say it, and you're gonna know how we feel. But that's not always the best thing to do. It's not. And I think there's something to learn about just pausing and just kind of like kind of wait and see how things play out. It's not always the best move to go jumping off and going off on people. It's not. Sometimes it is. It depends on if you're gonna have nothing to lose. Now, if you don't have anything to lose, go for it. You got an asshole boss and you don't care, you can just walk up and say, fuck you, I'm out. Kiss my ass. Okay. But I think that Meghan Markle, she benefits from hiring white people because she won't get that blowback because of the cultural differences. Because in black females, I can tell you now, Meghan and me, I think I've learned over the years, because I've had experience, 30 years of working in a white collar job, a corporate type job. So I kind of know how to behave and how to handle conflict because I had a lot of practice, 30 years, almost 30 years for real. So Meghan Markle knows that there are some black women and they're not going to put up with her, but they will tell her. And she knows that. So anyways, I think that there's cultural differences in the races as far as handling conflict. And I think that Megan benefits. Now, I don't see how Megan could throw shit at people. Like, you're not going to throw, they said she threw a cup of tea at one of the girls. I've been like, Megan, I swear, you're not going to throw nothing to hit me. And then they said this is what People Magazine said, that she made grown men cry. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think they look at Meghan Markle for what she is. All of them people, the 11, they look at her for what she is, and they're going to ride it and take her money. They getting paid six figures. So this is what, I don't think she's going to make any of them cry. I think that they're going to take their money, or she may make some of the women, because women, when we get angry, sometimes some of us will cry. Not all of us. But I think at the end of the day, they're not going to fight with her because they're going to ride this train as long as it can go. So they're getting paid six figures. They're going to get their money. Harry and Meghan's the one that's going in the red. What they care? We get to watch as each one of them. So we're going to see, will this new grift work? It's not a grift. Will this new PR campaign work? I don't think it will, but we'll see. We get to watch it. Thanks, Rinsky. I think Meghan Markle was insulted when the royal family wanted to big up her biracialness. She wanted the whiteness like Princess Catherine. Yeah, she did, Deborah. Sure, she did. Remember when the queen had a black gentleman. I don't know if he was African, or for Caribbean or something, but he had a very important role. I don't know what the title is, but the queen asked him to help Meghan get more established and comfortable, navigating through the royal households and all of the things that goes on. She said that she turned it down. She said Harry can show her. And it's like the queen was saying, girl, he's a fellow black person. What is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong? But that's who she is. She wanted nothing to do with blackness. She, as a man, and the thing too with people when they say, because Megan said, like, I hear people say, I didn't know she was black. Now, guys, when I look at Megan, I could tell she was biracial. They said, I didn't know I thought she was Italian or no. Megan she just had her nose done and her hair. I got my hair relaxed now. And it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. But my point is that Megan tried to eliminate all of her ethnic features. That is sad. So that means she's got a deep dislike. And where that came from, I don't know. I don't know. but I put it on her mother's doorstep. I blame her mother because her mother is the one that's black, and she should have really made it. And well, you know, I guess it was kind of hard if she was away allegedly for 10 years. I don't know. Deborah says this is with Netflix thing seems rigged. Either Charles helped her to get in there or someone getting their whistle blown. I don't know. It's going to be serious with this. I think this Netflix thing, I think they are, it's a long game they playing. I really do. I think it's a very long game they're playing, and they're going to reap rewards. Because imagine, just watch this play out. So there will come a time. I don't want to think that. I mean, God knows I don't want to. But why don't I just say this? We're not going. All of us, we're not going to live forever, right? So King Charles he's elderly and he's battling cancer. There will become a time where he will pass on, and William will ascend to the throne. That will eventually happen, unless Harry and Meghan get their wish that William and Catherine go down in a plane or helicopter, right? There's been rumors that they will, you know, so they need to watch their back because Harry and Meghan are real. They are some slippery little, nasty little pieces of work. But um, there will become a time. So as this whole thing rolls out, keep rolling forward, as time continues to move forward, and life is just going to be lifing. And when it's time for King Charles to go and William ascend the throne and the royal family continue to ice them out, give them nothing to work with. Imagine 2, 3, 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road, you don't hit no contact and they just starve them out. Let's watch how this plays out. It's going to be really interesting. So I think Netflix is playing the long game. I really do. And they will have a lot of content. They're going to have it's gold, information gold. And Meghan Markle she only sees, when I call her petty thief, I mean, you know, petty thief, they steal whatever's in front of them. They don't really, you know, Meghan Markle was given all this opportunity and she didn't capitalize on it. And I told you, because she's got that double whammy. I don't think anyone wants to keep leading their jet to them. I think so too, Deborah. I think they used it up. They're like, no, man. I don't know if people want to keep. Okay, yep. I think so too. And I think that she could not afford. She could afford it, but she got a budget now. And I hear, let's put up, what's the average price of a jet? Let's put that up. When flying private. Let me see what the average price that is. I am very curious. Very, very curious. Because we got to know. Okay, what's the average price to fly private? Let's see. Shoo! Oh, okay, guys. Here we go. This is the real deal right here. Right here. Let's put this. Hey, Roxanne, how you doing? Thanks for joining us today. So, guys, you can see it for yourself. Let's make this bigger. Oh, hold on. Let's make this bigger. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Now we see why she's trying to spin that private flying commercial. The cost to fly private varies significantly, with hourly rates ranging from $2,000 to $23,000, depending on the aircraft type, route, and provider. Light jets might cost $2,000 to $4,000 an hour, while larger ultra long range jets can exceed $10,000 an hour. That's a lot of money. So imagine if she is flying over to Europe, anywhere, her and Harry, anywhere. Say they on the cheapest one. You know, they're not on the cheapest one. You know that. But let's just say they're doing 2,000. That's the cheapest one. If going from California straight over to somewhere in Europe, I don't know, that's like 7-8 hours. That's about $16,000. One trip, one way, because they got to come back home, right? Megan, you can always You can make your connections and build relationships and work on that. You know, you could do that too, Meghan Markle. You could do that too. So yeah. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Let's look at some of these comments. That's a lot of money. Devil is a lie. I'm not throwing money down the drain to fly. I mean, Jeff Bezos and those types can, but Meghan Markle can't afford that. She gone $16,000 one way, so that's 32,000 two ways. That doesn't include the fees and all that other stuff. This is just that's the minimum. That's the small aircraft craft. But you know these millionaires. Meeghan, oh no, she want to have the most expensive jet. So she had to go commercial. And then she had to see in her mind, she had to turn it into something special. So she writes a little funky, write in cursive on her on a wrinkle a nasty ass napkin and give it to some dumbass airline steward who called her queen. Girl, that girl is not a queen. And classy because she write on a napkin. Oh, people are so stupid. Oh, they so stupid. But you know, that's where she, you know, that's who she wants to buy her shit. Cause they say that's Meghan Markle, y'all. I'm Megan, I'm special. I'm rich. I am rich. You better recognize I am rich and you better know it. I'm rich and you better know it. All right, let's look at some more comments. A British dude said that the monarch is getting ready to address the fake royal court. Oh, yeah, Deborah, I saw. Let me pull that up because I did see that. I'm going to pull that up now. Hold on one second. Let me see. Okay. Ooh, I got this light shining right and bright today. Okay, so let me find that article because I just had it up here. Oh yeah, they are in I think they might be in a little bit of trouble. But let's see. Okay, so here it is. It says, let's see, can you see it? All right, and then let's do this. There we go. All right, so it says Buckingham Palace released statement amid Meghan Prince Harry's royal court in Montecito. King Charles and Queen Camilla will arrive in Ottawa, Canada today. Okay. Buckingham Palace has released a big statement amid claims Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have restructured their staff to resemble the royal household, the royal court in Montecito. They have also been accused of hypocrisy over their new royal court after they stepped down as senior royals back in 2022. I think that Harry and Meghan would love it if they would strip them of their titles. I would strip that ass. I'm telling you, I would. And I will call their bluff and strip them. So let's finish reading here. According to a report by the Daily Mail, Meghan and Harry will each have their own chief of staff, and the Duke will be launching his own commercial venture similar to his wife. Okay, let's see the statement from the royal family. Okay, here we go. You guys see that? The palace shared, okay, yeah, there we go. The palace shared never before seen photos of the king, then Prince of Wales, his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, Father Prince Philip, and the Duke of Edinburgh, and the Princess Royal. The statement reads, tomorrow, the king and queen will arrive in Ottawa, Canada. His Majesty first visited Canada in 1970 at the age of 21 years old. It further said, alongside Queen Elizabeth II, the late Duke of Edinburgh, and the Princess Royal, they celebrated the centennial of Manitoba and the Northwest Territories in Canada. The Post also shares detail of each photo, with the first revealing the king when he was the Prince of Wales tours the House of Commons, Ottawa. Oh, look how young he was. The second shows the Prince of Wales arrives in Ottawa. The third, Queen Elizabeth II, the late Duke of Edinburgh, and the Princess Royal attend the Commonwealth Baton Relay in Canada. Okay, where's the statement? Okay, let's find, where's the statement? Well, what statement did they make? I'm confused. So where did they say Buckingham Palace restatement amid Meghan? Okay, so they let me see. Let me see. I don't see where they don't comment on it though. I don't think. Oh, okay. So they just say here, um, the report further claims Meghan and Harry took the major step to help revamp their reputations, previously having relied on informal advisors rather than using the time-tested ways of the royal family. Amid these claims, the palace released a statement to share a major update regarding King Charles and Queen Camilla's Canada visit. So they didn't comment. They just showed what they beautiful. Okay. No comment. Yeah, no comment. No comment. No comment. They can do it. They can, you know what? They can spend their money. I mean, that's dumb. It's just then why don't you just go ahead and fly private then? That's only 36. What is it? 1632,000 for a trip. You're gonna give the well, no, that's still cheaper. 100,000 a year. Okay, yeah, it's cheaper to have a staff and pay them to promote you. Um, your weak ass causes. That's terrible, y'all. That is something awful. But let's get into the comments on these two, and then we're going to move on to Brian Johnson right quick. Um, this is, they are crazy. You know what, Deborah? I am looking forward to um, seeing what will happen because I think Harry and Meghan, their only grace, that well, the only thing they're daring them to do is strip the title. And I would strip that bitch. I would strip the titles from them so fast. And then I would just let them, and then cut them off and then let them go on. It's like King Charles need to rip off the bandage, the band-aid. He's got to. But it's hard. But you know what? He's got to. Because it's delaying, it's not helping these two. It's hurting them. And the American machine that's exploiting them because they are getting exploited willingly though. So Harry and Meghan are exploiting the royal family and the titles and the position. I would strip it. I would strip it. So I would have stripped it from. I would have stripped it from him from day one and let him go sue or whatever, and then it would have died out eventually. No, so Roxana says, I don't feel sorry for Macron. I don't either. I just find it interesting that they what they got going on. They must be really tussling with each other behind on that plane. But Melania is too classy for the BS. Yeah, Roxanne, I think Melania don't care. I envision Melania. First of all, I don't think Melania Trump is sleeping in the same room as Trump. She don't even want him to touch her. But I imagine Melania got her a nice, sexy lover. And she's enjoying her son and living her life. She does not have to be in front of them cameras. She move in the shadows. You don't know what she's doing. I love it. She had the nerve, and people were complaining. She took Michelle Obama's speech, plagiarized it, said the same speech, and guess what? She didn't even give a shit. She's like, I ain't got time to even put together a speech. What did Michelle write? I'll read that. She rich. I can guarantee you. And Melania look like it. Melania's gonna keep herself a lover. She gonna keep herself some money. She gonna make sure Trump will never touch her with his nasty ass. And she gonna love on her son. And she got her friends in her little inner circle. And you don't hear her. Not like this chick. Not like Meghan Markle. See, Melania has what did my sister call it? The blueprint. And Meeghan is nothing but a 304. That's the difference. That is the difference. A 304 versus a blueprint. We talked about that. Diana Ross had the blueprint. You don't know what she did. She had a whole baby by a married man, the head of her production company, and then was married and had what? 2 girls after him, and then she got married again to somebody, But you don't know, she don't talk about none of that. And Diana Ross is sitting there. She comes out whenever she wants to. You don't know what she's doing. Because women who got the blueprint, they know how to move and shake, duck, and move. They know how to navigate through this world, and they do not. You can't catch them because they're not running. They're not vomiting and shitting at the mouth like this one. Every chance they get, she got to show her ugly face. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Go away. Yeah. Megan wants to be queen of no man's land. Girl, they probably be playing. And you know the thing is, but you shit, that's six figure. That's a good job. But these two are crazy. They say she mean as shit. So that's the part. I'm not putting up with abuse. I can't do that one. But if you can put up with abuse, that's good money. Six figures. And imagine if you could stay there. I don't know how long they're gonna be able to stay there though. I don't even know if that helps their resume. It depends on where they get another job. So they can't stay there too long. But do you think that this royal court can really accomplish what Harry and Meghan wants? Is it possible? Is it possible we're wrong? His name is Brahim Traore. He kicked the French out, and they are trying to take this man who has blessed his people. Oh no, that's what's going down, Deborah. Politicians. Okay. Megan doesn't hire black people because they will call her out, like Dr. Chaduka. That's right. Yes, true. That is so true. Yes, Meghan Markle know, ooh, they're getting that ass, girl. And she wouldn't be able to take it. And I think her mother don't have too much to say. Because you look at her mother don't look like a very happy person to me. And that's interesting. But I think what's even more interesting is Meghan Markle didn't even wish her own mother a happy Mother's Day on Mother's Day. She wished herself with her kids. I'm like, girl, your kids are supposed to wish you happy Mother's Day when they're older than they can, but you're not supposed to wish yourself a happy Mother's Day. That's kind of weird. Everything makes sense. Remember when it was said her and Eugenie were going to set up their own royal court? Eugenie isn't into her anymore. Oh, you know what? Fantasy. And Eugenie, why is Megan talking to Prince Harry's whole family? Girl, do you don't think Eugenie is going back and telling everything to them people? Really? You think Meghan Markle, you think these people are your confidant and your friend? That's his whole family. And they are also loyal to the throne. Rhonda, someone is secret funding her and them. I agree. I told you there is a strong I think it's a strong anti-monarchy element. I think also, but I think it's Democratic Party. It's the streaming giant Netflix, Ari Emanuel and his connections. And I think there is a powerful something. The Democratic Party is definitely in it because the governor Newsom, he would not have stuck his head out otherwise. And I think Big O, Tyler Perry, and Gail King, and they got Paramount because remember Paramount is that's their friends, that's their friends. So they got them. They got a good team that's really trying to push them. But I think I listened to Scott Galloway. I told you guys about Scott Galloway. Check him out sometime. And from what I'm looking at, you guys may see this too. The legacy media is dying. So I think they're still, and these are all people that are in their late 50s, 60s, 70s. They are real stubborn. All of this whole cabal, they are older people. They are not younger people. The only younger people is probably Harry and Meghan and the Paramount CEO. He looks like he might be in his mid to late 50s, but his wife, the black girl, is younger. But the rest of them are old Democrat Party guards. And they are just set in their ways. They are resisting the change. So I think that's why they're holding on to this. Also, I think Ted Sarandis and the powers to be at Netflix and those producers, those who come up with content, I can almost guarantee you that they know that this Harry and Meghan, because Harry and Meghan has such a negative brand, that any sort of movie or series they put out after this situation dies down, they're going to make bank because people are going to watch it. I will watch every single episode. So they can they are funding them, but Harry and Meghan, I don't think it was the best. Megan especially because Harry is not too bright, but I think Megan, she does not realize that she's being exploited too. that this same system that's building you up because you serve a purpose to them, they're going to turn around and bite you in the end. The fact they announced their fake royal court on Memorial Day is an audacity and an insult to the veterans who died to kick out. Yes, yes, Rinsky. That is so true. They don't get it. They don't get it. And see, imagine those those who have fought. I got military men. My two brothers were in the military. I got two uncles that was in the military. My grandfather, my great grandfather. I got military men in my family, and I can tell you, they look at this shit serious. They don't really want to hear about Harry and Meghan's royal court. So the only ones paying attention to this shit are maybe you got El Stupidos, like the girl, that airline stewardess, who think because some bitch that married a prince, a dimwit prince, right on a nasty ass napkin that she throw. No, she thinks that's class. And it's very few and far between because most people are really just going on Memorial Day. We barbecuing, we eating good, hanging out with family. They're not thinking about Harry and Meghan, but in their world, in the cabal, the goal is to keep them in the media as much as possible. And all it's doing is accumulating more ridicule and hate for her. That's all for both of them. The beekeeper is copying the Princess of Wales. Yes, I saw that, Roxana. I saw it. I don't think she has an original thought of her own, does she? I don't think so. I can't wait for Trump's response to the fake royal court. Oh yeah, he gonna have something funny to say because it's like I'm looking forward to this. We're gonna monitor this. Who's gonna jump ship first? Who's gonna jump ship first? Harry's looking for another poor African people to set up fake charities to exploit. Of course they are. And you know, Meeghan liked to exploit the Africans too, because remember, she was investing in that brand where those African women, I don't know which country in Africa it was, they were making those purses for like 50 cents or 25 cents or something. And they selling it for $1,000 or whatever. I mean, grifters, just pathetic and reckless ass grifters. It's amazing how the rich get richer by exploiting the poor. All those government funding co-ops, donating funds. Yep. Yep. Oh, he's in Canada? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Deborah. He's in Canada now. He hasn't made it to the U.S. because I know they were saying that maybe he will stop by to see Trump. And then you got the legacy media saying, oh, Harry, and he's going to see his son. Of course he's going to see his son. I'm like, yeah, really? Really? And you think we're going to buy that? No, he's not meeting with Harry. Hey, Maria, thanks for joining us. No, he's not going to meet. No, not going to happen. Sorry, legacy media. We're not buying it. But we'll see, because I think there's more of us now than you, those that watch you. And like Scott Galloway said, who watches CBS News with Gayle King but the over 75-year-olds? And how many of those in this country left? So yes, he's not meeting with her. Roxanne says Sonny Hostin needs to worry about her husband not going to jail with his RICO case. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, girl. You need a new job. And now that Disney came down and said, shut it with pushing this Democratic Party propaganda, the people are starting to see it and notice it and criticize you for it. And, you know, Disney, at the end of the day, they're trying to sell their children movies, you know. I could see Charles and H meeting secretly. Oh, I don't know, Deborah, because he's going to talk. He can't meet with him secretly. I don't think King Charles can meet with him secretly because he will talk. She will talk. That's their only currency. They are running out of money. Harry don't realize that because Harry never had a checkbook. He never had to worry about the bottom line. He had everything handed to him. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, she knows. She know how to count. So she knows. And she want to stay in that lifestyle now. She want to live in that Jeff Bezos lifestyle. But girl, you got to hook up with Laura Sanchez. But see, Laura Sanchez is smart. She's not sharing her man with you, Megan. You're going to have to sneak up on him. But, you know, I know you down for Laura Sanchez, too, if you can get a piece of that money. But you can't have it. Laura Sanchez is not giving you one penny. You can forget about it. But yeah, she wants to keep that Jeff Bezos type of money. So she counting that money. That's why that's that desperate air you see with her, that level of desperation. Maria says, Meeghan has been lying from day one. She had a sinister agenda from day one. Yeah, I think her mind, she was very calculating because she had Pierce Morgan, honey. She had Pierce Morgan. He exploded when she ghosted him. I told you guys, I'm not sure how it really meant, how it went, but I can tell you as far as in my mind, the way my spidey senses tell me that she was meeting with that married man. So I don't know what agreement Pierce Morgan has with his wife. I don't know. That's their marriage. I have no idea what's going on. But he was definitely meeting with a single girl, attractive lady, actress, and Meghan Markle put it on him. She put the charm on and everything. And he said it. He said, I didn't know she was like that. That's a mask, Pierce. He was like, all that voice and stuff she talking, that's not her. No, what she was doing to you, charming you, that was the mask. That was the mask. She was charming you. Soon as she gave us lightning in a bottle, she gave Prince Charles that she snagged, what do they call it? She snagged the gorilla. She caught the gorilla. And she dumped Pierce Morgan. So Pierce Morgan was this close to getting some. That's what I think. Because he was angry. And the way she ghosted him was so reckless, but it's in line with her personality and her dual mental disorder. She's a psychopath and she's a malignant narcissist. So he didn't serve a purpose anymore because she snagged the gorilla, someone much bigger and got more brand name, and she thought he was richer than rich. She dumped him. She ghosted him. His ego, he was, oh God. And I said, if it was a woman that was a smart woman, that was a blueprint, not a 304, not a dirty 304, she would have charmed him. She would have went out with him again and discussed her relationship that she's going to have with Harry and say, you know what, I like you. You know, I had some good times with you, but I'm going to try to be cool with this. I'm going to do it right. But I had a good time with you. You charm him and end it the right way. You don't dump a man like that. Because the thing is that Pierce Morgan has a loud voice and he's got a platform on both sides of the pond, not only in Britain, but in the United States, and people listen. So you dumbass, you decide to just ghost him and treat him like he didn't mean shit. His ego was bruised. He was mad because he almost slept with you. He almost got it. And then you stripped it from him. You dropped him, ghosted him like he was piece of shit. He didn't matter. Yeah, he's flaming mad. Flaming mad. Because I think if he had already got with her, if you know what I mean, if he had already got with Meeghan, he wouldn't have cared. He'd been like, okay, his ego would have been bruised, but he like, I already got it. I took a taste of it. Okay, fine, I'm fine. He must have been really wanting a taste of that. In my mind, that's what I think would happen. And Meghan Markle being that she got that dual whammy with that ticky boom boom, she did not end it like she should have. Because you don't fuck with somebody like that. You don't burn a bridge with somebody that got a voice like that, a platform. He won The Apprentice. He's been out here. He's been in the game a long time. He's also respected and people listen to him. And you gonna just toss him around like toss him to the side like he dirty garbage? Girl, that's a 304 move. It's like you going from John to John to John. This one is paying me $50, so I'm gonna go with this one. No, I got one that's gonna pay me $125. Oh no, this was gonna pay me $1,000. So and it's like, girl, you gotta be. She's not a blueprint, y'all. She's a 304. All right. So yeah, she was lying. Harry is an actual security threat to the king. I doubt the king's security will let him near him. Harry's fantasized about taking his father out with a fighter jet in his book. Do you remember that? No. Oh yeah, I think I do remember that when they were flying over Kissington Palace or wherever he is, one of the estates, but he was flying over that, right? But then they were like, you can't fly over that airspace. But yeah, I would not trust him. I would not. The dark, listen, the dark spirit got a hold of him. Only God can. I'm telling you, I call him God. It's a spiritual frequency that I happen to call it God. But when you are consumed with the seven deadly sins like these two, it's envy, it's wrath, it's gluttony, it's greed. What else? Well, I don't think Harry. I don't know who they lust. Megan's definitely not lusting out of Harry. After Harry, she's just working. But that's enough. Seven deadly sins, and they got how many? They got envy, wrath, gluttony. What's the other? Envy, gluttony, wrath. I can't remember. But you guys get the point. Meeghan only employs people of color to carry her bags. She never hires anyone from ethnic backgrounds. That's true, Maria. Because I looked at that, I'm like, well, maybe it's just black people, and maybe she just feel like, hey, I want to do with black people. They are, I want nothing to do with them. They are they are way low on the totem pole. They are real. They're the grunge of society. But I can deal with an Asian, or a Latino or something, or an Indian, or I can deal with that, but not black. But no, she don't. I don't see anybody of color on there. Meghan Markle only seemed to use darker people to do her dirty work. Oh, yeah, she does. The way Meeghan disrespected Dr. Sophie from Cinnabali was disgraceful. Graceful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And did you see the video of not only her on the stage, but did you see the video of when the doctor was walking by Meeghan and Finance Nacho's wife? They were holding hands, skipping, and Meeghan walked right by the doctor, wouldn't even speak to her. And the doctor, she turned around and looked at Meeghan. She said, "This chick is really rude." And she's right. That chick is, what are you doing, Meeghan? What's all of this for? I'm confused. What's all of the nastiness for? Because that girl she is living in hell. Her and Harry right now, living in hell. Meeghan has identified as white her entire life. She's a fraud. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. What is her name on was it Shalyn Lester or something? Shalyn said that she was like the editor in InStyle of one of those celebrity mags. She said Meghan Markle would go to events just to get she would sell celebrity gossip. And Shalyn said that Meghan Markle on her resume she said on her driver's license, she had white on her driver's license. Yes, she did. She had the black female journalist from The Cut. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meeghan, girl, you're not fooling nobody. You are not fooling anybody. It's just really sad. That girl is in hell, y'all. Both of them. But Harry gets exactly what he deserves. Because the only thing that can help these two is the grace of God. They got to let him in. Otherwise, this dark entity, and that's what I call it, just like there is a God, there is also the devil. And then think about the universe, and it makes sense. There's always a struggle between right and wrong. There's always a struggle between good and evil. There's always that struggle. And what it is there's a struggle between God and the devil. That's the labels we put on it. But I say it's a frequency, it's a spirit. And when you live your life where you are controlled by pride, greed, envy, wrath, what's the other? There's lust, and there's two more that I'm missing. But they got at least 4 out of the 7. These two got 4 out of the 7 easily. So there's a dark force. And think about it. They are rooted. Meghan Markle is rooted in Hollyweird. She loves it. She didn't yesterday or 2 days ago. We had Corey, Kris Kardashian's boy toy. Corey, he went skiing with Prince Harry. Prince Harry's hanging out with John Travolta. Now, Corey got baby making hips. So I believe Kris Jenner be putting on the strap, to be honest with you. We all adults. I'm just saying. Corey was also at Kim Porter's house when she died. He was there with the coroner. What was he doing there? He was also Justin Bieber's tour manager. And back it up, for a couple of years back, he was also part of Puff Daddy's camp. Meghan Markle, we know her history. Now, this girl has been building relationships and networking for a long time in Hollyweird. You see her hanging out with all these D-level celebrities. None of them, the top tier, didn't hang out with her. But she did all of that, and it only got her to Suits, 6th or 7th on the call sheet. But I think it's that dual ticky boom boom she got up there that she blew her chances. She could be self-destructive. So my point is, what did she do with one of the most valuable assets of the royal family, Prince Harry? It was Queen Elizabeth, the most powerful, and then Prince Harry. What did she do? She steals one of their valuable assets from the palace, along with the fine china or whatever antiques her and her mama can put in her bag. I always say that. I really believe that. She took them to where she didn't take them to, Portugal or Argentina. She took them to California, part of Hollywood, with all that. So there's a dark force around them. And when you are in that world, what do I always say? And I tell my kids, when you spot apex predators and people with dark forces, you can spot them. The one thing you want to do is get the hell out of their way. Go, because they mean you no good. She took Harry out of the palace, the protection of the palace, took him to California. She didn't take him to, some island in Hawaii, or one of the Hawaiian islands, or I don't know. She didn't take him to beautiful Amalfi Coast or something, or some French countryside. No, this chick took him to nasty ass California, Hollyweird. And now he hanging out with Kris Kardashian boy toy, and she's the biggest pimp in Hollyweird. She edited her own daughter's sex tapes. This is what this is. You gonna tell me she not a 304? A dirty 304? This ain't no blueprint. This ain't somebody that's gonna grow wealth and make sure that they're not blowing up their lives and others. No, that's not what she is. Oh my God, I'm getting excited. Sorry, guys. I'm getting really excited. Okay. Still have a colonial mindset. The black workers do the heavy lifting. They're mostly the sugars are of color. You know what that is? I noticed she gets a lot of Africans too, that African female, like the females from Africa that are like British, that support her. But, and there are some, but I think most black people, because I don't know of anybody, and I'm telling you, and I talk to a lot of people, black or white, that like Meghan Markle. I'm being honest. I don't know where they at. So these sugars, I think some of them are bots and bullies. She had her fired from the cut. No, Maria, did she? I didn't hear about that. Maria, put the lady's name. We're going to look that up. The black girl was cut. She had her fired. Oh, yeah, put that up. Let me put the name for me, and I'm going to look it up. Charles needs to put the titles in abeyance now. Yes. Yeah, he can't. He got to rip that button, y'all. He got to rip. Okay, okay, guys, it's almost 2. So I'm going to do the comments, and then tomorrow we will get to tech billionaires. And you already know not to trust U.S. media. We talked about that with this whole Meghan Markle, because we got this conversation with Meghan Markle, and it's got me. When I'm done, I got to have some tea to calm down, because it's like, I not that I'm angry. I'm just excited because this is like a whole reality TV show. And the thing is, she's not even getting paid for it. Thank you, Megan. And she's educated. If it was not for them, we would not see how this machine works. And I can guarantee you, Disney, and I'm glad Disney told The View, stop it. Stop being the mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. People are not, it's a show that's been around. The View's been around a very long time. Barbara Walters started The View. And now we look at like The View. The only time I watch The View is if they say something about Harry and Meghan, because I want to see, okay, what propaganda. I got to do my homework. So I got to be able to spot those propaganda outlets and shine a light on it. So I think Disney like, oh, no. And I'm not the only one. People can see. You got to have common sense. That's all you got to have is common sense. You can see it. The House of Lords should push to expedite the bill to remove their titles. Roxana, I agree. I hear that behind the scenes, that is really what they're doing. But I think they are the royal family, because Meghan Markle brought up that race thing. They are trying to be careful because all the commonwealths and stuff, like in the Caribbean and all that. So they don't want to seem that way. But you know what? Most people can see behind Harry and Meghan. So maybe they had to wait and let Harry and Meghan hang themselves, give it time. And I think so, because I guess if they had did it early on, then it would have looked bad. But now with Harry and Meghan, with all of this shit they're doing, every day is something. Every day. And their people are telling them, yeah, every day, going out there every day. Girl, that's the last thing you should do. But you're not going to listen because that ticky boom boom up there. She got that dual diagnosis going on. So I think, yeah, it was probably the best decision to wait, now to think about it. So now, because if they did it early on, then more people would have been like, well, why you do that? Why'd you? But once they did the Oprah interview and then all the subsequent stuff in the book, and then Obi Scobie coming out and all that, I think that now, and keep in the royal family, keep letting them hang themselves and freeze them out. Don't give them any content. Don't give them any way to make money, because the only way they can make money is by monetizing their royal status. Once that dries out, once they start to see that, wait a minute, it's not, Megan's star is not catapulting into the stratosphere. Harry, Harry, you can do whatever you want. Whatever, what shit he can do now. I mean, Harry, I don't understand. What is Harry gonna do now other than Invictus? What other project can he work on? I'm confused. So where's his talent? They don't have any talent either. Your brand, like I said, their brand is already set. Game over. But they don't realize it. Hi, Rhonda. I bet she wanted to go on that space ride with those other nutbags. She is off her rocker. Yeah, you know what? Hey, Rev Bev. The thing is that now that we're talking about money, I heard it's $100,000 to reserve a spot on there. And it's more than that to fly for 11 minutes up there. Megan ain't got that kind of money. She have to budget, y'all. She has to budget. If she can't even pay, she got a budget and she had to get on a commercial instead of private, because what she did was her and Harry burn out their welcome. They were probably asking Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. No, her name is Big O. Big O, Tyler Perry, Big O wife, that's Gayle King. She don't have one. That's Big O's jet, private jet. Who else? Oh, the Paramount. Now, the Paramount couple, they got a private jet, but probably maybe they got tired after a while, and they're putting boundaries on Harry and Meghan. Like, no, you cannot keep taking our jet everywhere. And who else? Nacho and his wife, not so much. I don't think finance Nacho and his wife. I don't know if they're flying around a private jet because they over in Argentina, but I think he's got a little bit of money, I think. But yeah, I think they are they wore out their welcome. I wonder if she begged a Gwyneth Paltrow to get on her jet. Because I bet, so they know her. When Gwyneth Paltrow is claiming they're text friends, like they just text. Girl, and I hear Gwyneth Paltrow is a mean girl too. So that's a whole separate story. But yeah, Rev Bev, yeah, she wanted to go. Ooh, she would have loved to go up in space. Ooh, yeah, she'd love to go. They didn't go up in space. They just went up. They went up into the sky and came down. They went up where, as high as the planes go, them commercial jets, and came down a little farther up farther than that. No one's impressed. No one gives a damn. So what? So Meghan Markle, but she could not. She didn't have that money. She would have to. How much she got a budget? She's got to budget, y'all. But I can guarantee you, I told you guys this. When that money dwindles and they got to downsize from a Montecito $33 million mansion, then they got to downsize to what? Of 20 million or 15 million. Harry's okay. But then they got to downsize to a $5 million home. And that's the homes out, that I see people in my neighborhood with nice, beautiful homes. I don't have that, nowhere near that. But there are wealthy people, but there are everyday people who work hard. So she's just gonna be another, millionaire. So he's gonna be slumming it. And I think that's when he gonna bolt. Because to him, a $5 million house, and he grew up in a castle. That's why she working hard to keep up with that 30, stay in that Montecito level money. She wanted, because that's how she gonna keep her husband. She gonna lose him when they got to downsize. And the royal family, you know what they should do? Still ice him out. Just ice him out. No, you cannot come back. The only way he can come back is if he divorces her. That's the only way. You got to divorce her. Otherwise, you bed your lie in it. You guys have decided to destroy the monarchy, an institution that Harry and his father value. I'm not Harry, William and his father values. Then you're an enemy. Then you are an enemy. Okay, let's see a couple more comments. All right, they aren't happy because they want to steal our stories. I think Harry and Meghan, this is, this is hilarious to me because this is like reality TV for real, in real time. I mean, this is the best reality TV show you can. I mean, and they're not even getting paid. And then you look at the machine, and now it makes sense. That machine. Think about Oprah is how old? Is she 70 yet? How old is Ari? Ari Emanuel's what, in his 60s? Tyler Perry's what, in his 50s? The Paramount head, he's what, in his late 50s, early 60s. His wife, what, in her 40s? Ted Sarandos, what is he, in his late 50s? I mean, these are older people. These are senior age people. They are, and Harry and Meghan are the youngest in their mid 40s. They damn near middle age. So they are really holding on with a death grip to this legacy media stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see. Although I do believe, I said it before and I could be wrong, I think Netflix and Ari Emanuel, they are in it for the money. Does Page Six People Magazine think we believe they're puff pieces? Roxana, they're the legacy media. I think that they do. I think because they got people, but they got people still reading it. But I don't think they've realized that everything comes to an end. Their time is over. We are in a whole new sort of information age. And we've seen enough. Because I can tell you now that COVID was scary as shit. It was so sad. Life became real for people. And then also the advancement in technology and then the social media and all that. One thing you can say, the complaints, there are complaints about these billionaires, but things are always kind of a mixed bag, right? Because the billionaires, they did, like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. And I don't know who created YouTube. I don't know who were the originals, but and Twitter, that's now X, and then TikTok is what, a Japanese is it? No, it's China. It's a Chinese product. But there are good things about social media. Of course, there are bad things, and they're the billionaires. You got to be careful because they're human. Human beings are flawed. You got to kind of put barriers and roll. You got to kind of keep control over them because they are taking over, monopolizing. They are. But there is some good out of it too. And I think that the way we get information has changed. So it's really hard to really cultivate a celebrity or an issue and try to force feed it to us now because we get alternative voices easily by looking at. I told you guys I love me some social media. I love YouTube. I like Instagram, Twitter, X. Not I like X when I have to look at like some, because they go ball to the wall with X. And then TikTok, I'm not really into TikTok. I do have the account because I need it for homework for my videos, but other than that, but yeah, social media, and they don't realize yet. So they are still. And did you know that People Magazine allows celebrities to actually upload their own stories onto online People? They got an app that does that. Something, read it out online. Maybe I'll pull it up for you. But I have found that out when I was researching Jennifer Lopez when I was doing all them stories. Remember, she kept every day it was something her because she was trying to really change the narrative because um, Ben Affleck, decided I'm going out and dumped her. And then she was posting the legs open and going to Amalfi Coast in a bathing suit. And her sister, she was post all on People magazine and stuff. And then I had read that People magazine, they have a platform where celebrities can actually upload pictures and put together articles for themselves. So they can curate. So basically, People magazine is nothing more than an advertising arm for these celebrities and these agents, talent agents. Harry and Meghan are trying to force the royal family to make a move. They are goading them for a reason. Yeah, Shanawana, hello. It's been a while. Good to see you. Yeah, they are. They're goading them, and that's why I think now is the time you can do it. But it's hard to know because one thing I know for sure is the royal family's got eyes on Harry and Meghan. Like, you know what I mean? They got people that are watching them and tracking them, knowing what they saying behind closed doors, all that. They have to protect their interests because these two have already come out. It's war. And they are anti-monarchists. That's their sole goal. That's who they're working for. Don't get it twisted. That's who they're working for, and they are committed. Harry is just a useful idiot. But Harry is also complicit because he's got so much rage and anger and envy for his own brother. So he is very dangerous. Very dangerous. So yeah, they're goading them, but they think Harry and Meghan is hoping, oh, okay, then they'll get the sympathy. See, they let us go, but they don't realize they never really acknowledge the role they play. You notice that? Harry and Meghan never ever acknowledged the role that they play in this whole situation. No one told me Harry to write all that stuff in that book, Spare. No one told Meghan Markle to do that, or Harry do that big old interview. No one told them to do that. No one told Meghan Markle to run around the palace bullying the staff, making Catherine cry. No one told them to do that. Apparently, the next Netflix deal is only with Meghan. What does that tell you? Yeah, that tells me that Harry, you know what? Harry don't want to do the work, but also Harry don't have to do the work. She just use him. Somebody call him her accessory or something. That's all he is now. He has to just show his face to give her legitimacy, that Duchess title. That's not going to last forever, Meghan and Harry. It's going to be something to see what happens with William and Kate when they are sent to the throne. It's going to be something to see. But I think Netflix, yeah, Meghan, they could give Meghan all the deals in the world. And let's see how it won't change the needle. But I think what they are doing, I don't think it's ever going to be 100 million. No, I don't think it's ever going to be that. I think it's going to be a lot, much smaller. But I do think that Netflix has to keep her going on this hamster wheel. Keep her going and and then give her, and I think Ted Sarando's wife, he's got a black female wife. I don't get it. I guess she's got biracial children with them. I think they got two. Maybe she's got sympathy. I don't see why she would have sympathy for Meghan. Meghan is, I don't get it. But remember, they're all part of that Hollyweird. That's that whole cabal. So you don't know what kind of relationship they have, her Meghan and Ted Sarando's wife. You don't know how they roll because it's all part. I'm just saying, all part of Hollyweird. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's some behind the scenes stuff. There's a reason why Netflix is really trying to invest in this girl. I think part of it they will turn on her. I think that it will eventually happen. But I think that they are giving her opportunities. Why? And I think it's because Big O, her influence, Tyler Perry, and I think Ari Emanuel. I think those relationships too. Now that I think about it, they are real. They're gonna all help each other, and they want to try to market her. They feel like Harry can always go back, but if in Meeghan, I can see that's smart what she's doing. She's trying to establish independence outside of Harry so she can dump him. But there's a flaw in her logic. Your mask failed and we saw your plan, and it was cruel. So the universe don't like ugly, and they're not going to give it to you, girl. I just don't see it. I don't think she puts enough good. So, and they, what blows my mind, and that's why I tell you these, the wealthy 1%, they don't give a shit about us. This is an example of it. They have decided, okay, we're going to Meghan Markle in here. We're going to really promote her, no matter what. Even though the response from the public is no, we shriek at her. They are still pushing it because they don't give a damn what we think. But they will always choose money first. So when it suits them to tear her down, when it's time, they will do it. They will do it. I hope Netflix goes broke. Hey, MW. Yeah, you know, Netflix, but you know, I gotta say, I love their content. I know, because I Paramount, I got rid of my Paramount subscription. I'm like, no, fuck y'all. But Netflix, I'm like, they really do have good content. And there are a lot of people, you know, think about it, directors, you know, writers, producers, actors, and actresses who have nothing to do with this fiasco. Um, and, you know, they deserve to be, you know, allowed a chance. What I find interesting about this whole cabal, why don't you give other people a chance? We know Netflix does, but because they have really good content. But why would you waste all of your energy on this chick? Why? You know something? That's why I think there might be a strong anti-monarchist element in that group. A strong anti-monarchist. Someone put that in the comments. That's why I do believe there's someone powerful that's really targeting the royal family. Now that I think about it, because it makes no sense to me. Like I could see Netflix and Ari, and they are also pushing her, knowing that the blowback, the me, there she's not getting that, so they're giving her work. So they're collecting welfare. Harry and Meghan is just collecting welfare from Netflix and whoever gives them money. So they'll create these, you know, phony jobs for them. But why? But why? So that one, because I'm thinking that Netflix, I can see why Ari would keep hold of it. And Netflix, I get in the way. I can understand, but I want to see that deal. I want to know what the deal is with. If it's like 50 million or something like that, then you know, so, something's off though. Now that I think about it, that seems something's off. There is a strong anti-monarchist element in there. One of them are, I don't know, somebody in that cabal is working to tear down. Their interest is to destroy that monarchy. Why do some black people stick up for Meghan when she doesn't have anything to do with them? She only hanging out with rich white women. Hey, Katie Faber, thanks for joining us. I think I don't think most black people are supporting Meeghan. No, I think that you know we're not a monolith. So there are some that do, but most do not. Most don't give a shit. Actually, most don't even look at Meeghan. Never identified with us. We are not invested in her either. That's the thing. It's like Meghan Markle. What it like? Chris Rock was like laughing when he said, "What is she talking about? They're gonna ask her how dark the baby will be." And Meeghan, because Meeghan she's never really invested in our culture. Unfortunately for her, she didn't, because she would have known that we do that all the time. We do that all the time. Black people can be as white and as black. So if we got a family member that's really light, and then there's they got a mate or spouse or whatever that's dark, we got the first thing we think we like, oh, I wonder how dark they're gonna be. I mean, that's just a conversation we have. It don't mean that we're being racist, but in Meghan Markle's mind, because she never invested in our community in any way, she didn't understand it. That's kind of what we do, and we don't look at it as racist. We do it. So why are you gonna label them? You can find other ways to say that they're racist if you want to find legitimate causes. Although I don't think they were racist with Meghan Markle at all. I think Meghan Markle was the racist. I think when they looked at her and they said, "Okay, you got a black mother and a white father, you're black," and she's like, "Or biracial," and she's like, she was like, "What? I'm not black. Don't even call me black." I mean, the girl, she's the racist, y'all. Brooklyn says, good night. Good night, Brooklyn. Thank you. I'm going to do a couple more comments and then I'm going to call it a night. This was great. All right. All right. Rinsky, the reporter that wrote that article that M didn't like, is called Allison P. Davies. Thank you, Allison P. Davies. Hold on one second. Let me write that down. I want to learn more about Allison P. Davies. Allison. Hold on. Allison P. Davies. Thank you. Thanks, Rinsky. She was put on unpaid leave after that. Not sure if she's back with them. Well, Meeghan got her fired. Yep. Well, that's sad. That is really sad. But you know what? Let's just watch how this plays out. Because let's just watch how this plays out. You know what blows my mind too? Is no matter how much her and Harry do all of this extra PR stuff, they are literally in hell. But guess what? Do you know William and Catherine don't have to do any of that? Think about that. Think how relaxed Catherine is in her house with her kids and her husband and her extended family. I just saw her brother. Her brother wrote about his sister, Catherine, on one of the social medias I just saw on YouTube. They had played, I think it was Dan Wooten that put up the brother's comment, because I think it's the one boy and the two girls, Pippa and Catherine, and then the brother, and he went through a depression or something, and he was talking how his sisters were there for him. So Princess Catherine's family of origin, they seem to be very close. So she's got that support system. So she's enjoying her life, and then she got the cancer scare, so she's able to kind of be present in her life and really experience, the beauty slices of heaven that God talks about. But if you attach yourself to some of the darker forces that are out here in the world, you are literally in hell. And these two are literally in hell. And I think we can watch it and learn from it. I really do. Because you don't want to live that way. And they saying that people are jealous. Nobody's jealous of Meeghan, I promise you. Because here's how you know. No one wants to switch places with you, Meeghan, I promise you. Or you, Harry. Who wants to switch places with those two? And there's nothing like financial struggle where you are living way, way, way above your means and you see that money shrinking. That's crazy. That is some stress that you wouldn't believe. So Rinsky, thank you. Deluxe Life, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we had a very vibrant conversation tonight. I enjoyed it. I did not get to talk about the tech billionaires and God, their relationship with God. We can talk about that tomorrow. This has been a great conversation. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I always have fun with you guys. So have a good night. Stay blessed, and I will chat with you soon. Love you. Ciao.